Similarities, but again, it's an offense that's going to, it's going to force ball movement. I think more importantly, it's going to give each guy on the floor an opportunity to be a threat, an opportunity to score. I think it's a lot easier to defend, one guy or two guys out there that are the primary focus than it is to defend when you got all five guys, moving and cutting to the basket. And our guys are more than willing to embrace it. But we're excited, excited about just right now being in a position that we've done a little bit of it in the past, so it's not like teaching them from the very beginning, So in that regard, I'm looking for our guys to pick it up and have a lot of fun with it.
How important is it for each guy to test, particularly if he's working hard on defense? A lot of players have said that they kind of lose focus, they don't touch the ball at some point on the other side too.
Well, whether some admit it or not, or how coaches approach it, it's tough. When you've worked, when you work your behind off to get to a certain point, and now you get in a situation where you don't touch the ball, it can mentally bother you. I think any type of competitive player that says that it doesn't bother him, I would say that he's lying. But when you're out there on the floor, you like to feel like you're a part of it, and being a part of it sometimes is just a fact of you touching the ball, not shooting the ball, just touching it, just so that you can get a feel for it.
Coach, I know it's kind of tough, and this is your first time probably dealing with this particular thing, but talk about Jamal Crawford's got the looming contract deal he's trying to work out. Just talk about not necessarily his contract, but how important he is to what you guys are trying to do here.
Well, Jamal obviously is he's a big part of what we do. He 6th man of the year last year, and just more importantly, he was such a he was a guy that came to work every day, and I don't want to get I don't want to dwell on anything about his contract or anything, but he knows his importance to us. I spoke with him briefly just a few minutes ago, and he's excited about training camp, and I'm excited that he's here, and I'm looking forward to having him this year.
He did say in his previous interview when I talked to him that he's not holding out, he's coming to play, so that has to bode pretty well.
It does, because he's he's a big part of what we do, and we need him, and I'm just looking forward to having him here and him being a part of where this team goes.
You saw what everybody did in the East, the Miami Voltron or whatever they're calling it down there. Also, too, Orlando seemed to have gotten better, as well as Boston held serve, and Milwaukee seemed to improve. So let's talk about where the Hawks fit in the Eastern Conference Elite.
Well, certainly those teams have gotten better, but I like to feel like we've gotten better too. We're bringing the core of our group back. We're adding a couple of new faces, which I really believe guys that can help our club. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the civil approach. We're going to just go out there every day and we're going to lay it on the line. I don't care who lines up in front of us. We're going to go out there, we're going to compete, and we'll see where it lies at the end. How
much does Eton help you, particularly? Does he kind of push Al finally to the fore that everybody's been asking for?
Well, I made no bones about this summer that Al was going to play some four. Eton, what Eton gives us is he gives us a natural big that plays with a natural physicality. He's built to bang. I coached Eton up in D.C. with the Wizards, and he was a banger then, and years later he's a banger now. And that's what he brings to the table. And certainly we need that. We need big guys to play with physicality. Not saying we haven't had them in the past, but this is what this guy loves to do. He breeds that. So we were excited about getting him, and certainly in bringing him on board, it gives me flexibility to move some guys around in different spots, and I'm excited about having him.
We're bringing Josh in. This guy, Josh Powell, he's got 2 rings. He knows how to win.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the guys on this team are probably sick of throwing elbows against him. So it's good to have him on your side.
Yeah, and this guy, when I first, first made inquiries about him, I was pleasantly surprised about some of the things that some of the coaches had said about him, about his work ethic, and the fact that he was a guy who brought it every day, he banged every day. One thing they told me was, you better tell whoever he's going against during practice that they better come ready every day. So right away, the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, you know, he would be great for Josh Smith to have to go against every day. Just to it'll make both guys better basketball players. But as you mentioned, he does bring other things to the table. Having been with the winner, he's experienced winning. He knows what it takes to win, and you know that kind of stuff is just invaluable. You know, when you come into, I consider us still a young team that hasn't quite gotten over the hump. But here's a guy who's experienced the ultimate, and certainly that has to be a good thing in bringing it to an organization like ours.